Hellcat.
Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm John Wolf here, and finally being able to make new footage, new video stuff. Downfall is, I'm slightly backed up a little on what I'm going to be talking about. Can't believe it took this long to do this. I'm going to try and cram as much as I can into a small video so I can hopefully not force this into 2 videos. Hopefully it's just one. Anyway, this video is going to be towards my Pokemon journey so far. When I first started playing, I was using an Amazon Kindle Fire tablet. It's the only thing I had at the time that would play the game. Yeah, it doesn't have GPS. So I had to use Wi-Fi networks. That only goes so far. When I finally saved up enough money, it took a while from going back and forth to what cell phone to possibly use. Because when you don't have much money, you're limited on what you can get, what you can try to go for. I got lucky. The video after this one, I'll be talking about the cell phone, of exactly what it is and how well it works. But it's the cheapest I could find that works. But yeah, I switched to that whenever the tablet was discontinued for support. Halloween 2016 was a lot of fun. Was constantly going up and down the streets here in town. Hadn't done that in some years. Seems like, for the most part, we're normally always busy. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. I learned a lot more about Pokemon than I normally had, because I had seen some of the episodes, but I never fully got into the cartoon. It always came on right when we were going to school. So, except for the weekends, but never had the TV to myself all the time. I only had, I think, some. But anyway, the times I was able to watch TV, it wasn't on. Of course, internet changed that, but anyway, I think somewhere just after Halloween and whatnot, I was on YouTube, started watching Trainer Tips. God, everyone knows his name. Real name and YouTuber name. There was a Christmas Pikachu. When that came out, we were actually able to get Mom into playing the game, so that was interesting. I never thought we'd actually get her to play Pokemon. So pretty much the whole family, for the most part, plays when they can. The Generation 2 New Year's eggs, we got some. I think my best moment in that was we're at Walmart parking lot, just about to go in the store, hatched an egg and got my first Pichu. Yeah, I went nuts during that. Embarrassed myself in the parking lot during that time. The beginning of 2017, me and a buddy of mine, we walked all the way out to the river. I had some footage, but way too windy. The camera didn't pick it up very well. Anyway, I was playing the game. Well, since there was no Pokemon in that area, since we're not rural area. The Pokemon's in town and out of town, nothing. So I was walking pretty much my eggs. And we were walking all the way out to the river, going across some rocks. Figured it warmed up, so I figured snakes could be out. Hadn't seen any, though. Went to walk over, there was a pile of dirt. Because this road, it dead ends and whatnot. Anyway, there's a pile of dirt to warn people to stop, other than obvious signs. And I walked over the dirt, figured walk up, walk down, keep on walking. Got to the top of the hill, flipped out. There was a snake 3 or 4 feet long, at least. coiled up. It saw us. I shoved him aside and jumped back off the hill. He was wondering what the heck just happened and realized it was a snake as I was pushing him out of the way. Uh, didn't get us. We got lucky. But then I went around the hill to see if the snake was still there. We never found the snake. So that, yeah, that was an interesting encounter to get away from the snakes. Of course, just before that, whenever the Pokemon genders and stuff came out for the game, made it to where Mom wanted to catch even more because they looked different. So what did I write down? Yeah, one of our Pokestops in town turned into a gym, could no longer spin it, so that took some of the items away from our route around town. Was that Walmart for Gen 2 release? That was a lot of fun. We were coming out of Walmart, just got in the car, and since Mom has an iPhone, we got our Androids and whatnot. Her phone loaded before ours for the game. She's wondering, John, what are these? It looks like bugs. I'm sitting here thinking, my game's not loaded up. Bugs. There's no bugs. This particular Walmart, it has a bunch of water types pop up in front of it. So I'm like, bugs? What? Look at her phone. That's when I realized it wasn't just bugs. They were Spinnerax. Of course, they were faded. They weren't in the game. Whenever my phone loaded up, I was able to catch the spiders, and I'm like, because on my phone, whenever it loaded up before and I had to redo the game because it wasn't loading right, it was only showing Pidgeys and rats. But on her phone, hers was loading it. So it was basically glitched when the game was trying to implement the Generation 2 Pokemon into the game. So everything switched, or a good portion of everything. I realized they were Spinnerax. I was redoing my phone, reloading it, and yeah, we got like 14 or 15 Pokemon at least that day of new ones. Of course, I forgot to do a lucky egg. Yeah, that was an interesting day. I don't use lucky eggs that much, but I do when I can, when I get lucky. Sometime after that, that same Walmart, they had a cookie display, a bunch of their cookie bags and stuff in there, and the display had it was two, I think it was basically kiddie pools and whatnot, blue. And it looked like Cookie Monster. They had put eyes on the top part. It was like Cookie Monster display. It's full of cookies. Awesome. However, it was still there whenever the water festival came out, and when we were catching a lot of water types that were popping up, Shelder was the one that popped up the most. Matter of fact, if it works, there'll be a picture there, and the picture's the display I took a picture of. If anyone still during the water festival event would have had an awesome AR picture during that time, because it was like Cookie Monster, but it looked just like Shelder. So my phone, whenever I get to the video and talk about my phone and whatnot, I'll mention of why I couldn't do some things. AR mode does not work very well. It bogs the whole phone down. Not enough RAM. Anyway, I think I can't remember if it was that same day or if it was about a week later. We also saw a chicken hawk. I think we had went to Arby's. Yeah, we went to Arby's. We were waiting on our food in the drive-thru, and we got to laughing because we're waiting on our food, and the chicken hawk's over there eating his food. There should be a picture over here too, showing that. I got a picture of that. A little blurry. Then, of course, just after that, there was the egg event. Yeah, I caught so many Execute that I don't want to catch anymore. I do on occasion, but I got enough candy. I've got enough of them. And, of course, after that, they came out with another special Pikachu. So, of course, Mom's going to go nuts trying to catch that. Soon after that, when I started using Soph Road, became part of a Facebook group soon after. Uh, got a nest list I try to keep up with. Of course, the Pokemon group I'm in, they do a bigger list for the most part, and they keep up with it way quicker than a lot of others. It's everyone working as one. So if you're lucky enough to have a Pokemon group of some kind, whether it be on Discord, Facebook, or wherever, that helps you out for a lot of stuff, especially the nests. I try to keep up with the Soph Road a bit, but there's another video mentioning a lot more about that that'll be coming later on. And of course, when the evolutionary items came out, yeah, I got to where I hated dragon scales real fast. Flat out got to where I hated dragon scales really fast. When you get more of them than anything else, yeah, you know what I'm talking about in the game. And sometime after that, Ingress Portal Recon came out. I thought about playing Ingress just to see if I could help get more Pokestops in our area since we're limited. We're lucky with what we have, but it's not as much as we could have. There's other buildings in different places that could be Pokestops, different statue monument like things here in town, murals. There's some that are Pokestops, but not all of them. So it's like, there could be more. But didn't want to go ahead and play a game just a little bit so I could help the other game that I'll play more than anything. So, yeah, I'm still waiting, and I'm hoping that Niantic will go ahead and pop up with a feature. According to the Pokemon Go Hub, they went ahead and had, matter of fact, Trainer Tips said the same thing. They're supposedly working on a feature for it to where they can allow submissions separate from the games, so you don't have to play both of them in order to just do one, since it takes a long time to play the other. But yeah, we're still waiting. I'm still hoping. I am hoping. Sometime after that, it was the gym rework. That was interesting. Of course, watching everything, all the gyms go white and everything disappear to where you can't use them at all, and everything pop back up was interesting. Of course, at the same time, since since with some of the phone problems and stuff I have, could only do so much. Using the gyms at all would freeze the game for the most part until they had more updates that came out that fixed that. Of course, they got teased with everybody after that, after they mentioned the legendary summer, and then showed the picture with the birds. It's like, yep, everybody went nuts. Of course, I still haven't actually got the birds. I got close with one or two of them, but in different places like this, it's a little difficult to actually get into groups to be able to do the raid. It's really difficult to do that. We had 1, 2, 3. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there was 6 of us, 6 phones, and of course we probably could have used better Pokemon whenever we did it, but still, 6 of us, and we couldn't do it. And the actual group that we were in that was doing stuff in a different town, they you had a higher chance as long as you were with them, but that's because they had 20 plus people. But not everyone was able to do it. Some people did it early. It's a little interesting to coordinate exactly who was going to what raid, when they were going, how many people you'd have, and went from there. On Facebook, I also have to show people what I have for my Pokedex and basically bonus pictures along my journey. I have different photo albums on Facebook, and on my my Facebook page, it goes ahead and it'll have the links to it. That way, if y'all want to, y'all can go ahead and see what I got. I figure I'd do one for each generation of Pokemon to help people that don't want to look through hundreds of pictures. It'll just be whatever of that generation, and then bonus pictures if there's some there. Sometime after that, they had the legendary fourth quarter of the year with the dogs or beasts, if you go by their proper name. I got really close to getting a Raikou. I was so happy that we were there. We were with the group. Yeah, my phone just so happened to glitch that day. Me and one of my sisters, we have the same phone. She got lucky. Her phone, it allowed her to at least try to catch it. She didn't get it, but tried. The only one who was lucky enough to get one that day was mom. Sometime after that, found out about OpenStreetMap that it supposedly helped with some of the game. Well, I just glanced because I'm like, I don't know how the Google Maps on the mapping actually works on it. So I figured OpenStreetMap, I'll help it out, see what's there. Then I realized on the map a lot of the streets in town were crooked. A lot of the places weren't marked. There were streets that were not marked. So it's like, one of my grandfathers, he in the military, he helped map things out. So I figured, nah, I'd do something similar to what he did. Got on there and started mapping out. Still mapping out, actually. Mapped quite a bit actually that day. And of course, everyone was so hyped for the Halloween Pikachu. Sadly, he only had a hat, didn't have the cape or anything the pictures had, but still fun. The spooky Pokemon was surprised when that came out, especially with it being Generation 3 that did that. The new music was cool. Then they've switched it over, and then it was night, specifically for nighttime mode. So it's like it's something different than the original song for the game. Uh, Whenever they switched from Google Mapping to help with the maps, and they switched over to basically nothing but OpenStreetMaps for the map, we lost our downtown. We got sewer lagoons. We lost them. They were gone. Our water. So I got on OpenStreetMap. I went ahead and looked across it, and then I realized something. Whoever mapped some of the stuff in town didn't map it right. They had it labeled as covered reservoirs. The reservoir, yeah, covered reservoirs. And that confused me because it's like that's not what they are. They were uncovered. Some people like to call them piddle ponds. They look like ponds. They're small, but they're sewer lagoons for the town. So it's like, gotta fix that. Not to mention, I realized that the third lagoon wasn't mapped. So I got on there, mapped all that out. Of course, I was hoping it wouldn't take an entire year for them to update it so that it actually would show up in the game. But still, did that. X-Raids, I still haven't got one. Some people in the group have gotten lucky. So still holding out, but that'll be tough. After that, everyone talked about Draconius Go when it came out and whatnot. And me, again, I'm already playing a game. But I was curious as to something. What was the difference with the maps? So went in the game, made a character, and I was actually a little jealous. I'm actually a little jealous. There was a lot more stops and different things of stuff that you could interact with here in town than what Pokemon Go has. But again, I didn't want to play a completely brand new game. Not to mention it's hard to play. A lot of people have looked at how the throwing a ball works, all that, and it's like, I deleted the game after that. But it was mainly the map curiosity of when I looked at that. Of course, somehow after that, a lot of people actually were all hyped up for the Harry Potter game, the Harry Potter Wizards Unite game. Still don't know exactly when it'll release, supposedly soon, but still, I'm hyped for that. Now that I might actually play. But Anyway, after that, they released the Alola avatar clothing. It was as a thing for some of the other games, but we got to laughing because it's winter time. We got snow and ice outside, and on our game is showing summer clothes. It blew our minds of why they went ahead and did that, but it's for a different game, so it's just something new, I guess. After that was basic, small amount of Gen 3 release Gen 3 release, Delibird, weather effects. It is really cool watching it rain or snow in the game. Delibird, that was fun. Whenever they mentioned that he was just for Christmas and nothing else, it's like, darn, we'll catch as many as we can. I can't remember exact. I got at least 5 or 6 of them. Then, of course, after that, Generation 3 Legendaries were talked about and then entered into the game. That was a shock. I think that's something I can do. Over here, if I can get this to work just right, I'll have if it works, it's right there right now. I'll have screenshots of legendary stuff that I couldn't get. Didn't have enough people to play. Didn't have enough time to actually play it and try to go for it. But we saw it. Then of course we had Community Day, which was my first shiny. That should be something that's over here as well. As you can't stop with just one shiny. You got to get another. So I got 2 raised candy for my Pikachu while catching them, and I added my first 2 shinies to my Pokedex. Sometime after that, I was actually surprised. I was happy, but I was surprised at the same time that with the Lost Lagoons in town, they updated the OpenStreetMap, and we got our lagoons back. Everything I mapped out was there perfectly, so it's like, yes, got them back. I'm hoping to update the map more with some of the other stuff in town, but that'll be later on. There's no telling exactly how long it'll take them to update that. Okay, I guess the only thing left to add is that I've got all of my evolutionary item Pokemon. I've got my shiny Pokemon. Only got 2 of them. Mom's lucky and has more than that. She's got, let's see, I think 3. The Sylph Road trainer cards and whatnot. It's interesting to keep up with. Here's mine if you want to know it. What it is so far anyway. I'll try to keep it updated. I don't really know of any other trainers from Oklahoma or YouTube trainers that mention anything about those that don't have much money or time to work with. So I figured I'd change that or add to it in case there's already videos and articles toward this. So that's what I'm going to try to keep up with. I figured Trainer Tips and everybody else is already keeping up with the game fairly well, much better than what I could do. I think much better than what a lot of people could do. So yeah, I got a cheap phone. Figured I'd add my 2 cents in there. And so this is my journey as a Pokemon trainer so far. Hopefully I didn't leave anything out. Being forgetful doesn't help with that. I'm having to write everything down of what I want to talk about. So hopefully it all works out. Anyway, I'll see about keeping y'all informed with how my phone is affected with the game, and I look forward to seeing where this journey takes me. So I guess for all y'all playing already, have fun, get out there, catch some Pokemon, and hopefully y'all stick with me. Check out my other videos. I don't have much just yet. I've got fireworks stuff, but I'm wanting to do a lot more than that, and I've been wanting to for years. I'm just now getting to it. So limited on time, so we'll see how that goes. I guess I'll catch y'all on a later video, and have a good evening, day, or whatever it is for whoever's watching.
Stay with me.